everyone, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. It has been another week since I played. I pretty much only play this game like weekly at this point. And in the last week, I've done a good variation of other games, and now we're finally getting back to this one. So guess what? I heard via people contacting me about this game, more stuff about it that makes me understand it better. Would you like to hear some of the stuff I discovered? You ready? So number one, if you remember, I was failing the checks that I had here for the body. I keep vomiting instead of being able to do the body and take it down and do the investigation. And I'm wondering why, like, what am I doing wrong? Well, guess what? Just listen to this. In this game, not only is it about your stats on your person, like, for example, your personal stats, because it's an RPG, but also your stats as enhanced by the clothing you're wearing, but also your health bar, which I didn't know, but apparently, might as well do that. Apparently, when you have low health like I have, your endurance is all the way down. So I didn't know that, right? Here I am trying to do an endurance check with my endurance at its lowest it could be because I have no health. That's frustrating, right? So what I've been recommended is to try to find a way to get my health up. The way that everyone does is you go to sleep, but I can't go to sleep because the guy won't let me sleep at the hotel, so maybe that's the plot I should focus on, is trying to figure out how do you pay the barkeep so that you can actually get back to your room and go to sleep at the hotel. All right, so that's one thing that I did not understand or know. Now I get it. That's number one. Number two, I was also told that basically the way that people usually do white checks, these are the checks that you have more than one chance to complete in the game, you can redo them later, is that, let's say you bank a skill point. All right, so let's say right now I had a skill point. Now I don't, but let's say I had an extra one. Instead of just spending it, save it. Then when you get to a skill check that you want to try it if it's a white skill check. If you fail, then take that skill point and put a point into whatever it is that you're trying to check. So let's say, for example, it was a savoir-faire check and I fail it, right? And I fail. Then go ahead and put it into savoir-faire, try the check again. Because when you level up, when you use your point, you reset your chance to do white checks in the game, which I didn't know. Okay, that's how it works. You level up, you get that point, you can then get your white checks back. So basically you get a chance. If you fail, you can immediately get a stat increase and then try again. So you can try twice in a row. Otherwise, you have to artificially wait until you're going to level up again to have another point to be able to do that check again. Okay? I think that's why the map is very useful in the game, because it tells you what checks are available. So right now, the Measurehead check, the Ice Cream Maker Heroic check, the Novelty Dice Maker's Legendary Shivers check, and the Backyard Wall Conceptualization Impossible check are the ones that are available to me. So I could do those if I feel like walking back to those areas to try them. I don't know if I want to do that right now, because those are the impossible checks regardless. So I guess what we'll do is we'll wait and we'll see what happens and go from there. But I guess what we should do is try to follow along with that plot line of maybe trying to pay the guy so I can sleep. Now, what was that plot line? Pay for the damages. Try negotiating with the cafeteria manager. Yeah, see? So maybe that's what we got to do. I can't inspect the victim's body. We can't do the union box thing yet. I have no idea how to find my badge. We can ask Kuno and Gart about the clothes in the trash. Maybe we'll go ask Kuno because we're standing right next to him. Don't know how to get into the secret passage yet. We got to find the sad song. We don't have that yet. I don't want to do this yet because this might actually do something bad for a certain person who Gart is trying to get, right? Not Gart, Everard. So yeah, I think first we'll talk to Kuno, then we'll talk to Gart about the two topics, and we'll go from there. I received my first contribution of the night. It is THB 200. People were actually saying they think that's Taiwanese. Yeah, Thai currency. Let me take a look here. THB to USD. Here we go. It is. It's a Thai baht. So this $200 Thai super chat is actually $5.97. I will give you the benefit of the doubt and we'll round it to 6, shall we? So it's Sam Blips who did our first contribution of the night for Disco Elysium. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. And Sam Blips says, I know the episodic gaming approach that Valve and others wanted didn't pan out so well, but do you think you would have enjoyed AAA games releasing in episodic formats to avoid content dumps? You know, the only games that I'm really familiar doing episodic format are either choose your own adventure style narrative-based games from Telltale. So for example, The Last of Us, The Walking Dead narrative series, the Batman narrative series, etc., where you get an episode and they have to wait several months, then the next episode, then wait several months, then the next episode, right? Also, Life is Strange used to do that in the past, but now they dump their games all at once. So they've changed their mind about the episodic format. The only other game that I recall that I played that was a big style game was actually Hitman. Do you remember Hitman? The new one that came out many years ago. They did it episodically. And honestly, I felt that it didn't work because the wait between episodes was too lengthy. So by the time you played the next episode, you forgot the storyline that was going on earlier in the game. So does it work? I mean, I don't think I've ever successfully seen it work for a big game. Only the narrative-based games. I don't like it. For me, if I'm going to pay the entire price of a game, I want access to the game. I don't want access to a certain portion of the game at certain times when they feel like dropping it. Another real problem that usually happens with the episodic format is that you're never guaranteed when you're getting it. They'll give you dates or generalized estimates, but it won't exactly be when you're getting it, and then sometimes that slips. I don't like that. I do like the idea of getting an entire game when you pay for it. Now, some people, may not, but for me, I want to get the entire thing. That's just my take. Our first tip of the night is $6.66 from Big Papa Phil. He says, hey, good evening. Instead of leaning the vests and hats into permanent retirement, why don't you bring back vestivals? Like every 100 goals or something to honor the history of the vest and streak as a treat for the fans. I don't know what you mean. What we were talking about doing on today's podcast, which I think is what Big Papa Phil is referencing, is that we do a marathon event where I do my second ever closet clean out 3 years after the initial one. Okay. It needs it now because now I got to move the pop-ups for this stream. It needs it now because now we've got a ginormous buildup of crap in my closet because I did all of the upgrades, end of last year, early this year. So I've got boxes, I've got clutter. It's a big mess again. I need to go through there and figure out what am I keeping, what am I getting rid of. I don't need to keep all the boxes and junk that are in there. There's a lot of decorations now that are probably outdated that I'm not going to want to use because I have a better backdrop now. So it's worth a second closet clean out. And if I did that, we could do a marathon where maybe like every $100 to support raised, I would swap a vest or swap a hat to kind of get use out of them again because I'm not using them. And what I would do is I would then put them away into storage. Like I wouldn't throw them out, but I would get like a storage bin. And as we wore the vest, let's say first we do the blue vest, then we do the gold vest, then we do the red vest, then we do the platinum vest, then we do the camo vest. Every bunch of support raised, we swap vests until the end. We retire the vests finally. And maybe every once in a while you bring them back for a festival. Maybe that's the idea. If there's another marathon or something in the future, maybe we bring them back. But it's nothing that I want to do on the regular anymore. We phased them out for a very good reason. It's just tedious to have to do it. It's annoying. I end up being too hot during the summer weather. It's just dumb. I'd rather just be normal and play games and enjoy it and stuff than play dress up every day. You understand? So maybe that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do a special event coming up. That's the retirement / closet clean out event, but also we would, do like a vest thing and then bring them back from time to time. I don't know. Okay? All right, let us begin. Let's go talk to what's his name, the kid, Kuno or whatever.
Fuck does Kuno care?
So, what do we want to talk to him about? Not the shack. The body again?
The fuck about it?
No.
You're testing Kuno's patience. Get lost.
Your shack?
Fuck do you
No.
want? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno.
I basically
about
can't
pig
ask
building.
him. It's weird, like this is to ask him, but they won't let me ask him. I can't ask the question.
Kuno doesn't.
So I guess I can't do this right now. All right, I guess we gotta go back inside the hotel and talk to the barkeep again and see what we can get out of this. Because at this point, we're kind of stuck.
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away.
Uh-huh.
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
Exactly, what am I doing?
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hair.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you.
What the hell is this? What is in the west?
Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave, the ruins
All right.
of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet.
Run your fingers
beyond
through
the
your
bay
dampened
front.
hair.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring.
What is in the
great
east?
gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back.
Clench your
Behind
teeth.
the gates, heaps of supply.
Beyond that, what is across from there? What is beyond?
Curtain of rain. You have never been there. They don't need the law east of the river.
What is in the north?
Capeside apartments. Hallways collapse from the evening news. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed.
See how wordy this game is? I don't even want to read it all. I just want to get through it.
Ascends.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
I'm not even going to respond to what the dialogue that it just gave. You know what that is, right?
To be in standing in the rain. In the rain sweat, your vision blurs. You wipe your face.
I gained
with
5
your
experience
hand.
just for doing
The
this.
rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
Okay, and what's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like
This rain will not let us.
And another 5.
At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
Let's go inside. You know what I realized? I haven't talked to Kim, like, at all. And I wonder if there's any dialogue talking to him that will unlock, I wonder? Let's see.
Yes?
I want to talk to you.
Me?
Yes,
I
you.
don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Come on, Lieutenant, open up a little.
Ah, if you insist. What do you want to know?
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Kickapoo wants to say hi to the YouTube viewers. Kickapoo is over on Kick. So, YouTube viewers, Kickapoo has said hello to you. Ask again.
your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
So, because he's an authority figure to you, you can't step to him, basically, and make him do anything right now. It's a failure. Okay?
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
You don't look like other people around here, because he's not from here, right?
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Okay.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
Itzy wants to say hello to Kick, so Itzy says, "What's up, Kick?" There you go. You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know
You're
more.
barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
That makes him a binoclard. Completely uncut
A
material.
binoclard?
If you say so yourself.
They have a name in this game for those who wear glasses. A binoclard? What the hell? I'm not gonna call him a Beano. Glasses are cool.
Are they?
You could use a good. That makes him a.
I can assure you, detective, that I've passed all the required physical exams within the last year. Can you say the same?
Duh.
You may not remember taking any little tests, but you're strong as a goddamn ox. Anyone can see that.
Flex your bicep. Check it. I was made to crack skulls and solve cases. I'll say I believe in mind over matter.
That's good to hear. I have little patience for the swinging dick style of police work.
There you go.
It's patience and intelligence that solves cases. Was there anything else?
Do you ever talk with
What
yourself?
do you mean?
Or you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with your own brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Your brain never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages.
So really nothing came of this, right?
Let's change the subject.
About
What
the
do you want to know?
case. Anything
Maybe you
about
can
it.
tell me what you do.
He
You
knows
want me
nothing
to
about
brief
it.
you?
Brief,
3
that
days
sounds
ago,
good.
The RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate.
So I didn't even realize 4 whole days. I figured it was a few days. I didn't. 4 days is a long time.
During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
All right, we've got who does the briefing say the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why don't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters.
Okay.
The Dock Workers Union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
All right, so I understand.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Okay. Would you say it's a mysterious case of some sort?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I was thinking something otherworldly. White man in his 40s, what more do you need? I think labor disputes are very mysterious.
Then you are in luck, because we are in the midst of a major strike by the Dock Workers Union. Maybe more than that. The union clearly wants a piece, not just of the industrial harbor, but the Wild Pines Corporation itself.
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. This district isn't used to the RCM's presence, and the union rarely overplays its hand, as it appears to have done in this case.
So is this a strike or an attempted coup?
Strike, coup, revolution, it's brigandage, however you parse it.
You feel something rising through you, a familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
So we should ground the workers into fine paste and feed them to the pigs. We should ground the owners into fine paste. With this little foreknowledge, I'm unsure which side to grind into pig's feed. Also, nationalism. I don't think grounding one or other side into pig's feed will do anyone favors. I'm really smart. I spent the last 20 seconds deciding on which side to ground into pig's feet. Why?
Politics is habit forming and hazardous. It is also irrelevant to police work. You're right to doubt the impulse. It might be detrimental to our task here.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
Oh, I didn't even understand that till just now.
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I'm not in on anything. He says, you know what? I have retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
Tell me now.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
All right, that's it. So basically, he won't talk until we inspect the body, and I can't inspect the body
That
right now.
sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Pretty long. It's drink o'clock.
Attaboy. It's coming back to him. You had your mesolimbic reward pathway worried there, not thinking about drinking all that time. It was like you weren't yourself.
I was thinking about it all this time. Should I be thinking about this? Now they mentioned I do need a rum and lemonade.
Forget about the bar. Or don't forget about it. You should totally try to get a drink there too. But first, you should lick that stain off the counter.
Oh!
Yeah. Let's get wild.
No. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. It's disgusting.
What happened, man? It would go well with those cigarettes.
So find booze and drink it. Oh, yeah, lick it off the counter. It's disgusting. All right, we're going to talk to Gart again.
Can I help you?
Here's your trash container key.
Thanks. I hope you found what you were looking for.
I found the victim's clothes.
How strange. I certainly didn't put them there.
Maybe you don't remember putting them there. Maybe you were sleepwalking. Could someone on your staff have put them there?
Sylvie had the keys before I got here, and I can vouch for her. I can vouch for all my staff. None of us would tamper with the crime scene.
Then who else has keys to that container?
The trash collection service, CS Municipal. I don't see why they would put anything in the trash, though.
Ah, the elusive CS Municipal. I doubt we'll be able to track down who was sent here last and when. This will have to be one of those little threats that solves itself down the road.
On Clinton Street,
Okay.
near the Boogie Street Diamond, a small truck rattles down an alleyway. It stops by a rusted trash container. Two men, their faces rough and swollen, jump
Like
out.
mine.
They look at the container despondently. CSM is written on their backs.
Thank you anyway.
Okay. Maybe sleepwalking you did
I
it?
think fugue states are more your forte, officer.
Okay. Forget about the money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
Can we come to an arrangement just for tonight?
Does that arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me?
It's cold out and I'll freeze to death.
Game? Everything is just a game to you, isn't it?
So I still have my key.
Good luck trying to use it.
Huh.
Draconian measures.
All the locks have an electronic component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock.
That's elaborate. Okay. So this conversation isn't going
Not until
anywhere.
you bring me
Okay, I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here.
What? Really? Because we already called in and we didn't get it.
Didn't want to resort to this. The man is thinking.
Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here.
You pour me a drink?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this a shaker?
Say nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this? Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager. Is there anything else you wanted?
What? You're blocking the screen and showing the text we're not reading. What are you talking about? I'm blocking nothing. There's nothing behind me. It's just scenery.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Here you go. I'm an alcoholic-operated detective. If you want to keep clean with the dead body and solve the case, you need to insert alcohol into my
Oh,
mouth.
well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
You don't want to taunt me when it comes to marineras.
Don't be
Marinellas.
I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
So now we're supposed to go to his car. He probably has money he's going to give me so we can pay and we can sleep. Then maybe we could do the body thing because I'll be able to sleep and get all my health back. No, I didn't want to... I want to talk to him. I want to operate the door. Okay. Yes, I know that the camera's mirrored. I'm well aware that the camera's mirrored. That way it looks like I'm looking this way when I'm playing, right? I'm looking at the correct way. If I look back this way, then I look this way. If I look this way, I look this way. That's the point. Nothing wrong with that.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage.
Okay, look in there.
The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated these 4 a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
What do you mean you confiscated them?
A couple of weeks ago, I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son and high.
Isn't that corruption?
I don't know. Is it? I was going to take them into evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked for them back.
So you robbed him. So you said something about a pawn shop?
Yes, the Bird's Nest Roy, near the canal. We've been there. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late.
Items that can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in your inventory under the Items tab.
Okay.
You can pawn these items when talking to Roy.
Excuse me, it's disgusting. All right, let's take them.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
There they are. Look at these things. Radiant spinners. We're working for it. Take them hubcaps to the pawn shop. Yep. South of the plaza. So I find a bottle of alcohol and put your hand on it and the magic happens on its own. Oh wow, I wonder what the difference is. What happens if you do that? So where is this? South of the plaza? I don't remember where. It's a dead end. Where the hell was it? Tire tracks leading into the roof. The slush and rain almost washed them off. What is this? We haven't been here yet. We're walking really slow. This is a squall of seabirds. Splatter of bullet holes lines the wall. Really? This is the seaside. We didn't go down here yet. What's this? Oh. Weird. Obviously take all, right? Did I take it? I think so. Who's this drunkard? Is it a plastic bag? We finally got a plastic bag to put bottles in. Took a long time.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum.
Ugh. So where am I going? It's getting late now. I don't know where this pawn shop is. This is the bookstore. South of the plaza. Where do I get south of the plaza? This isn't it, right? No. Where is the freaking pawn shop? I have no idea.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island.
I can't find it. We've already been to all these places. There's no pawn shop. I don't remember ever seeing a pawn shop. What's up, Toby? How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Elysium says it's by a broken bridge. I don't remember where that is. This is the problem with a game like this. I feel like this game is better enjoyed if you play it endlessly so you remember everything you've done and what you need to do. I don't have the option to do that. I'm playing it once a week. So now I'm coming back and I'm supposed to remember where everything is. I've been playing this for a month now, on and off. You know, I don't remember. Is that the pawn shop? I finally got a healing item. That's great. Now my endurance won't be as low.
If you don't mind, please put the flashlight away. Some of us have photonic sensitivities.
Sorry about that.
I do appreciate it. It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop. What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
I'm interrupting you. Shameful how insufficient the police presence is. Now that we're here, tell me if you had any trouble lately.
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
My eyes are burning tonight for some reason. They really burn bad.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travelers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
You should specialize, zoom in, and recapitalize.
It keeps me entertained.
Well, we have a white check.
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it. And many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer.
Alright, so let's sell.
Yes, we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Okay.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 100 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The rest is for him, to compensate for the pain of being separated from his radiant spirit.
Oh, yes, his radiant
Anything
spirit.
else you're thinking of selling?
You can access your pawn
Anything
menu.
else you're thinking of selling?
If it's an antique, it doesn't work. Yeah, there's no way this is gonna work. I'll sell this. There you go. Giant novelty check. It's worth nothing. Okay, I pawned all that crap, made some money.
Another time, perhaps.
Do you have any guns like the ones carried by cops?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Wait, I sold you my gun? Yeah, look.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Sounds like you were an idiot.
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman. Although she kept referring to herself as a pig. Which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive. But I was just happy to get rid of it.
Ugh.
And of her.
Well, we gotta leave.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Who is this woman?
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
There's only one explanation. She's a rabid fan. Maybe she's a vigilante and wants to prove she can do our jobs better. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the Citizens Militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Where can I find the buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying, and the Union can track her down in time.
People from Everett Clare's union come here and track the gun.
Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip, but you know, all sorts of people come here, asking for all sorts of things.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
Well, now we know what happened to the sidearm,
Of
right?
course.
Skill point. Nice. Well, with that, maybe we should go try the frickin' check again. The, whatchamacallit, the endurance check, right? I don't care about him being hot. I don't want to waste a point on that.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yes, I do.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way. and you won't let it break you. You ride.
All right, till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money.
These are all song lyrics. They rhyme. I can tell they are. They have that giant novelty check from Everard. And then there's a pawning stuff on the suspicious Roy guy. I've made some gills.
Sure. Are you rich?
Yes.
Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
So because of GART, the system is broken. There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have dumped it. Taxes, I don't know why. Why am I so poor?
Because of the taxes. GO taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate. That is Revachol.
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty.
Is this game really going to be talking about tax? This is boring.
98% of all your money.
I'm opting
There
in.
you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight.
I'm opting into
Free
another
the
thought.
people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
Oh, I'm keeping it street. Let me tell you. So I have a point. I should wait, right? Endurance. If I put a point into endurance, then maybe I can pass the check. We had 3 different ones going here, as you can see. So what's this one? -2 empathy, you're cold-blooded. Indirect modes of taxation. Alright. So we can try to do the check. If the check fails, we can put the point in and try again, but I could also pay and sleep and then try the check. Like, we have a million things we could do here. Let's take a look.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell.
Let's
The
try
written
here.
is all it.
I'm gonna put a point into endurance.
There he still is, looking right through you
Okay.
with his white eyes.
I mean,
the body
jeez.
below is entirely dedicated.
92% chance. We gotta pass it now.
Is all it doesn't. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
I want to understand, a lot of people passed this early on, and here it took me so long to pass. It's ridiculous. Step
The
closer.
man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
I mean, the only thing that we're gonna get anything out of would be the clothes, because a lot of things are already too decayed to figure anything out, right? Let's take a look at the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Okay.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
So what kind of person would be wearing full body armor here in this city? I don't know. So let's see, these aren't just boots, there was the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
The material definitely looks out of place.
It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
So this guy's some kind of a high up, person on the food chain.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
My yearly pay is 5,500 real, or ka-ching, baby, not to the boots. That's a lot, I take it.
As a wage, it's regrettably small. But for a piece of hardware, yes, that's a lot.
So how did he afford it if he's from here?
That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay.
They do look pretty advanced just for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
What happened to the rest of it? Stolen?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't.
I thought he said 4
We
days.
should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Understood.
The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
Knock on the boot?
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. Suddenly, your biceps coil up. Your elbow is sharp and cocked for a punch.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
What's up, shake my hand? How you doing?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like the scales of some ancient white monster, cracked and pearly.
Pull the boot off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Grab the boot under your arm.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Let go of the boot.
What's wrong with you, asshole? Why is he letting Goku know?
I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a...
Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by putting on the deceased foot?
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Let's look at his tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Yes, the block. I did see that Nintendo says they're going to start sending out their official pre-order emails for the Switch 2 on May 8th, but I'm nervous because they also put out more information saying, oh, there was the third criteria to qualify for the program is that you had to have your information sharing on at all times on your Switch, which I don't know if I did. I likely turned it off. So if that's the case, that's a third mystery criteria that no one would have known about. And you basically just have to be lucky to have all three. Remember, all three was a year of Nintendo Switch Online, 50 hours of gameplay, and have the info sharing on. Yeah, so I have a feeling I might not qualify now because I'm almost positive I turned it off. So I have no idea if I'm getting a Switch 2 or not at this point. Anyway.
His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
And heartbreak. The fist clenches suddenly.
It'll be riddled with disco.
Decay is creeping on the tattoo. Already, most of the canvas that's holding it has darkened. Now, it disintegrates slowly, letting out a stink.
Ugh. All right, is this a map of the night sky? This is a national
Of no
pattern.
nation that I know of.
Ah.
If anything, it reminds me of religious illumination.
Oh, okay.
Last or penultimate
Religious
century.
tattoo.
Men who live harsh lives often turn to innocentic worship. But which one? I see no trace of a humanoid figure.
We're missing something here.
I agree.
Sudden ring fills the air. He pulls on the zipper of his orange jacket.
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
Just let him work. Don't bother him.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampoules and clicks them into place in the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
This is the first time he openly acknowledges the kid's existence.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Okay.
A sound.
Ah!
A shrill
Ah!
followed by
That
the
hurt.
grating of a small
Got me.
glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper.
That
Rolling
legit
out.
hurt my eyes. My eyes weren't expecting it. We're in such a dark lighting right now. Like, why'd they do that? Anyway, thank you to No Kino Entry, who gifted a sub. He is the only person to gift any subs on Kick today at all. That is the second one from him. He did one on the earlier stream, too. And it's the first contribution of the night on Kick. Thank you. We're at 17 bucks of support so far. All right.
In case we need it.
Okay. What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Okay. Can I have it?
Sure. Just don't lose it.
All right.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper.
All right, look the
Teeming
corpse in
with
the eye.
opportunity. His eyes are milky white and blind to the world. Protruding comically, dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode.
Well, it's a white check. Let's do it.
Inside.
Nice. He talked. I can see you've gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Now, but who were you when you were alive?
A killer.
Oh.
A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
What's happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead.
Okay.
Ask me more questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Yes.
Here you go, you loony.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
No, I'm a Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Oh, shit. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where's that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can't get the damn compartment in my ledger open.
The blue heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
What is going on?
Fuck it hard. Go-po-po the clown.
What the fuck is this game? What is happening right now?
Force. It'll work.
You stink and you're
I
boring.
remind you of someone.
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Myself in the bathroom mirror.
There you go. Look at that bright kid. We're birds of a feather, you and I. Soon you will be just like me. Just keep drinking and having a good time. It's a matter of weeks.
Feeling nausea, vomiting, tenderness or pain.
All right, enough of this.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
There's no subtitles for that. It's completely wrong. Look, that's not what he said. What he just said is not what the text said in his paragraph. That's weird. Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt. Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
So apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain is telling me.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
So the harbor we've already been with those shipping crates, right? We're assuming the dock workers from the harbor did it?
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Sure.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
They want him to stay up there because it's reinforced.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How'd they get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Okay. Did they come up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Okay.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
So how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver?
All right, they
The
want another
cadaver
look.
slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and
I'm going to take a step
as you
back.
narrow your eyes,
Observe.
only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
Stop and relax your
the
eyes.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos,
I didn't
and
help.
extremities blotched pink.
Of course.
We already talked to him.
Come back later.
All right, we're done.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
An acrobatic maneuver would solve this situation.
Nah.
Nothing can go wrong with a good maneuver.
Bring your motor carriage over and cut it. What about that?
I have thought of that, yes. But the tire tracks would compromise the scene. Any prints would become illegible. Also, my MC has a sloped roof. It's a sports model. The roof is slippery. An all-around bad platform to stand on.
Piggyback!
How about I take you, piggyback?
Duh.
What are these pigs talking about?
Oh, their bank or something. Oh, it's fucking boring, Kuno. Wish they'd fuck already.
You meant it rhetorically. You're criticizing my idea?
Yes, it's not a good idea.
It's a
Okay.
fucking hilarious idea. You two puskapas get on top of each other and fuck.
Saw the branch?
Climb up there and saw the branch?
It seems unclimbable, cause the ladder is treacherously rotten. But you could use your hands and feet to reach around the tree, then hang from the branch.
I could do it.
Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Why?
Clown cops climb tree. Fall down.
Clown cops.
Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree. Cretin cop, they like that word, So's the branch he's sitting on.
Fuck yeah!
See, you're only making them do those things less.
We're gonna let the kids bully us into not doing our jobs?
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks as the last result.
Oh, these have got to be the most
Ugh.
fucking boring mulka parts I've ever
Ask for
seen.
help from the
I
harbor?
was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
But
Consider other
what
options
other
first.
options? The corpse twists on the belt like chicken on a skewer.
Oh, we're not gonna shoot him. No Kino Entry did another gifted sub on Kick. Thank you. I don't know what to do. This is so wordy and it's confusing me. I don't know what exactly they're getting at that they want me to do. Honestly, I'm kind of stumped as what they're looking for me to say or do or investigate to figure this out. But I'm gonna split the part here. We've been playing for over an hour. Thank you to everyone watching. As we continue on with Disco Elysium, trying to figure out how to get the corpse down. See you in the next part.